this is going to be part 2 in the Sibble's mini-series. This is going to be picking up basically right after Sibble finished talking to the dragon to try to figure out the dragon's knowledge on the Silver Vale. But just a little bit of a review. Sibble and her companions, Isaac and Derek, were trying to find out more information on Sibble's current condition. And they were given access to a secret, secluded part of the temple library within King's Harbor, where they found a lot of previously unknown history about Sibble's condition. And when I say unknown, I mean unknown to the party and for most of the world, it seems like. However, like I said, she spoke to the dragon about her findings to see if he may have any new knowledge and any new information. And the dragon said that the information that she seeks is in the Belmont family vault, which is supposedly in a place called the Silver Vale. And the dragon suggested researching the Fourth Age to see if Sibble can determine, to see what she can find out and figure out the location of the Silver Vale. And she came out from talking to the dragon, and that is where we pick up, is right after you have come out and told Isaac your conversation. So, Sibble. Isaac looks at you and says, all right, well, it's not too late in the day, so do you want to keep looking into this, into the Fourth Age, or is there anything else that you want to do possibly today, or something else that you want to do, or do you really want to just stick with trying to figure out where the Silver Vale is? I mean, we've done a lot of reading and a lot of studies, so I mean, but that's up to you.
I get a little bit grumpy, and I'm like, no, we need to figure this out. Stop talking and start reading.
Okay. All right. So, are we looking? What should we look for? Do you think for? Should we just look for Silver Vale? You think in the Fourth Age, or?
We should probably look Fourth Age, either Silver Vale or Whistling Hills. Is that right? So we should look specifically by region.
You could.
And see.
We could.
Applications, maybe.
We can specifically look at Whistling Hills as an area and see if anything pops up for to show where it might be or where it was.
Yeah. Another thing that I'm interested in is unique blessed item crafting.
Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by unique.
Maybe, I don't know, consciousness transference or something of the sort.
Okay. All right. We can look into something, look into that as well. I don't...
Just happen to run over into it.
Yeah, I've never come across anything like that, but that's definitely something that would be intriguing to look into. So
it could be, so something in that area.
Okay, so what do you want to look into first? This is me
Definitely
asking you.
Yeah, Silver Vale.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. This will basically determine what you find and how long it takes you to find it. And so if you don't do super well, you can spend more time to find more information if there is more to find.
I need to keep this more available. Okay. Which, I don't know why I turned to the camera. Okay. So 6 out of 12 is a great.
Okay. All right. Well, I think you're gonna basically get all of it. So here we go.
None.
Yeah, and Isaac also rolled very well. So yeah. All right, we'll start with this. You find a book called The Silver Wedding. And you find it in books that are dated around the early Fourth Age. It speaks of a lavish wedding that was considered the event of a lifetime. The couple for the wedding was none other than Mamriel and Sabrina, which was a human woman. And from the books that you read or found for the Belmont family for the Third Age, all of the noble families and everything, all of the names, all the men married elves, specifically not humans. They did not go outside of elven kind when marrying. So for Mamriel
he was like the
to marry Sabrina, that was very taboo for the Belmont family. And this book that you find, the Silver Wedding, speaks of the wedding being held in the Silver Vale. This account speaks of the writer's trip to the Silver Vale from King's Harbor to attend the wedding. So the writer lived in King's Harbor and was invited to attend the wedding. So whether he was a renowned writer or whatever, he was invited and traveled there to go to the wedding. You find, going down through this book, mentions of the following villages and towns. Willowcrest. Let me know if you need me to let you write it down. Are you writing all this down, or?
I am indeed.
Okay, so I will go slowly then.
I've got Willowcrest.
Okay, and then the next one was Mayford.
Mayford?
Yeah, Mayford or Mayford. It would be pronounced Mayford, but to make it easier for spelling, Mayford.
Alright.
Fallbridge.
Fall?
Fall as in the season fall.
Okay. Fallbridge. And these are in order, like from King's Harbor to?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
Next one, Craghaven.
Oh. Alright. Craghaven.
Mythborough.
Oh, that one I've heard of.
And Belfield.
Alright, Matt, come in, Matt.
The only ones I think that you have labeled on your map is probably Mythborough, would be my guess. But you're pretty familiar with some of these names.
Of it, but it's not on my map. Dang.
Okay. Sibble is familiar with most of these names, and they are villages that go from King's Harbor and kind of go almost straight down. And
Hang on,
Belfield.
Mythborough. Derek, it's about Mythborough, don't you, buddy? I think.
Yes.
He's
Mythborough.
like from there.
As you say that, Derek kind of chuckles and says, yes, I remember telling you guys that that's where I was from. I'm not actually from Mythborough, but thank you for remembering.
Yeah, I know. From Mythborough, amended to not, actually, in parentheses. Fix those new.
And you also know that each of these, or at least the ones that you know, these are pretty much spread apart to be pretty much a day apart, each of them. So it seems like he was going south, and that he was from King's Harbor and was going day by day and stopping into villages and towns to stay the night. Some of them are a little bit less than a day, but pretty much a day.
Went south?
Yes, went south from King's Harbor.
Isn't the Whistling Hills like north? Which direction is that? West-ish?
The Whistling Hills, yeah. The Whistling Hills are... let me see if...
They're like northwest from King's Harbor-ish.
Yeah.
And he went south? Huh?
Hold on.
I am confusion. Okay. Towns from King's Harbor.
Okay,
Whoa.
so up here is King's Harbor.
Ooh, yes.
Okay. And he was going south. Down through.
Yeah.
So he was up here, and then he's going south.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
He was going to the Silver Vale, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, okay. So I've heard of Belfield.
Yes, you
Is
have
that
heard
right?
of Belfield. Yeah.
Okay. What do I know that's like within a day of Belfield?
You know that... Let me pull this up. You know that Mythborough is close, obviously, because that was where he went from. You know that Morningdale is pretty close to a day's travel. A little bit less than a day's travel. Let's see. You know that... I'm trying to think of... There's a couple other villages around there that you would know that these are like a day or so away.
Okay. Fascinating. All right.
All right, so that is the first one. That's the first book.
Okay. Let's wait till we get all these pieces to my puzzle. All right.
Let you know when you're ready for the second part.
All right. Let me. All right.
Or not the second. Okay. Second book is the Noble Families of the Fourth Age. Similar to the Third Age, you find a book going through the noble families. Specifically the Belmont family. Finding that it is labeled as the Belmont family of Silver Vale.
Right.
Which the other books were also labeled that way. The names that you find are Manuel,
He
which you have heard before.
so bad at spelling. MannYel.
Yep.
Okay.
Mamriel,
Manuel goes to Manuel. Okay. Yep.
and a new name, Tristan.
Okay. Wow, he just started to go off the rails. Tristan. O-N?
A-N. Tristan.
Tristan. Okay. Oh, all right.
That is the second thing that you find. You find, or not you, but rather Derek goes over to the area where the paintings that I mentioned when you came into this room. He goes over there and starts looking through there, and finds a map painting by a famous artist of the Fourth Age. The famous artist's name is Lumiere Orsini.
Oh, you got to spell that.
Lumir. Lumiere.
Lumiere. Valsimis?
Orsini. Orsini. Orsini.
Okay, Lumiere. Map
Which,
painter.
from your recollection of like names and usually like the type of people that they are attributed to, this sounds kind of like a halfling name.
Ah, those halflings. Yeah. Okay. Halfling question mark.
Then going through, Isaac also finds two things. First, he finds a small box of fine wood hidden amongst the books for the Fourth Age, with the Belmont family crest on it.
What?
Okay. And the second thing that he finds is you see him pull out this book and he says, "Oh, I know who this is talking about." And he pulls it out and starts leafing through and he goes, okay, well this might be useful, and then puts it on the table to look at later. As you look at this book then later, after you compile all your findings and start going through the books, this book's title is The Noble Tailor.
Okay.
The Noble Tailor. And it has a real nice looking new cover that was added to it with this title on it. So it's got this real fancy cover on it. And as you look at the cover, it looks like this cover was added. It was not like the book was not written originally with this cover, though. It looks like this cover was added to it later.
Okay.
So somebody really spiced this book up at one point. But the paper or the parchment inside doesn't look any different than what it was written on. But this was written...
Fourth Age.
Yes, Fourth Age. Around the middle part of the Fourth Age. The journal, it is actually a journal of a very well-known and renowned tailor amongst most noble families on Praxis. And you actually would recognize the title upon reading it, the Noble Tailor. You would know this from your noble upbringing. Just from the stories that you have heard. The Noble Tailor was a halfling by the name of Brannock Grandshine. Brannyk. Brannock.
How do you spell that last name?
Grand, Grand,
Grand.
and then Shine.
Got it. And shine.
Brannock Grand Shine.
The halfling. All right.
Brannock Grand Shine was known for his incredible work and lavish designs of clothing. He could pretty much tailor anything for anyone. Early in his journal, he writes down about various different trips that he took to the Eastwood Forest and the East Plains, where he mentions going through the Silver Vale to get there and meeting the Belmont family while passing through. However, on his last trip to the East Plains, he wrote Silver Vale and then crossed it out and wrote something, but the ink has faded and the only letter you can make out is M. And this was in the late 4th Age whenever this notation was written down, according to the date that he has written in his journal.
That was so close to being useful. Okay.
Oh, I also forgot to mention in the book, The Noble Families of the 4th Age, you also notice that is the first time that you see the Van Mosdem family mentioned in the Noble Families.
Oh, that's important. Can I get those?
So let me know if there's anything specifically that you want to look at a little bit more closer. You have a map that you have discovered, and you also have a box.
Yeah. Do you have the Van Mosdem family anything or no?
What do you mean?
Like their names or anything?
I do not have them written down, but I can create that. If that is something that you would like to know, I can have that for next time.
I want to do that. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
We're in the 5th Age?
Yes, you are in the 5th Age.
Is there anything of the 5th Age in here?
No.
Okay.
This is a book that is written right around the turn of the age, so it would have been written most likely early 5th Age, and would have been accounting for the 4th Age.
Okay. Let's look at the map.
Okay. looking at this map, you do find a spot on the map with the label Silver Vale.
Okay.
It is in the lower part of the Whistling Hills, just like you guys thought and found earlier.
Okay, Silver Vale in Lower Whistling Hills. Okay, is there any... Can we follow
Oh,
that...
I just remembered too. When you asked earlier about places that would be close to a day from Belfield, another one of them that you would know would also be Murfield as well. That would be close to a day away as well. Murfield, which is the place that you guys went for that warlord or whatever. So there's...
I have that one written on the map.
So yeah, so there you have Murfield, Morningdale, and like 2 other places that would be a day away.
Okay. Could I try on that map that was painted? Could I try and follow the towns here?
Mm-hmm.
Could I follow like Willowcrest, and then down to Mayford, and then Fallbridge, Craghaven, Mythborough, Belfield, and then see what looks like a reasonable next?
Sure. Roll a... I'll just say a investigation check on this. Yeah.
Alright. Alright, Chief. You got it. I got a 4.
Okay. Going down through these...
Wait, no it doesn't. It's just a great.
I was gonna say, I think it's a great. I think you need a 3 for it to be major.
You are correct.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. Anyway, should I do it now? This seems important. I think I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna add my inspiration. There.
Okay. So you're basically reducing it to a 1.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This looks, following down through these villages and towns, they look, the ending for where the Silver Vale is lying and the direction from Belfield and everything lines up pretty close to where you know Morningdale to be.
Okay. Got it.
And then you also have the box.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe they moved. Okay. Let's open the box, I guess.
Okay. There is no lock. There's just a latch on it. And when I say that this is a small box, it's like a box that's about the size of a hand. Like, it's not very big. So it was very well hidden amongst the books.
Dang.
Inside, when you open it up, you find a very nice linen interior. But it is hard. Whenever you touch the linen, it is hard underneath. Inside, you find a palm-sized black crystal-like stone that is cut into a droplet shape, like a water droplet.
Okay.
And you see shifting sigils of empowerment within the crystal shifting back and forth. And as you pick up the stone, there is a small piece of folded parchment that lies underneath where the stone was laying.
All right, let's open that sucker up.
Okay. Taking the little piece of parchment, you flip it open, and the word home is written in High Elven.
Okay. This feels like it wants me to say it out loud. You know what I'm saying?
As you're looking at this, Isaac says, "What do you mean? Read it out loud. Like, what is it? What's in the box?"
All right, well, I'll show him. That's fine with me.
He takes like a peculiar look at it and is like, not sure what that is. What's written on the parchment?
It says home.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, we can try it. I don't really quite know what this is, but I mean, we can try. I mean, it's got the Belmont sigil on it, so I don't know. Maybe it takes us to where they used to live. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But the last time there was a piece of paper that told me to say things, crazy stuff happened. So, just gonna put that out there.
Derek kind of looks at both of you guys as you're discussing this and is like, well, I mean, you could always try it. It's better than having to walk the whole way or something. I mean, what's the worst that happens?
You're not wrong. I mean, probably nothing. I just sit here and look like a fool holding a rock saying, home and hoping it works, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to laugh. Neither of us really know what this is, so.
Well, I appreciate that sincerity.
But is there anything else we want to look into before we try this?
I feel like there's a couple of things that we probably ought to do first. You said earlier, previously, that there were some purple glowing objects in the room.
Yes.
Could I locate those?
Well, yes. And one of them, actually, if you were to pop it up right now, one of those is actually in your hand right now.
Okay, so it glows purple?
Yes.
Okay. Glows purple. Okay.
The other ones, as you go around, some of them are attached to books. Some of them are in other cases. Some of them are locked. Some of them are just latched. It looks.
I'm totally gonna open.
Okay. Are you gonna try to open the locked ones?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll start with the not locked ones first.
What's that?
I'll start with the ones that aren't locked first, though.
Okay.
So it's easier.
All right. The unlocked ones, you basically find actual just chunks of imbuminite in boxes in the box. Other ones are similar stones to what you found in the Belmont box.
Wait, so there are more of these rocks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Did they have words on them too?
They do not seem to have any parchment with them.
Are there sigils on them?
Some of them,
On the
yes.
boxes?
Some of them, yes.
How many of them are there?
I would say a total of 5. That's including the locked. That's including the locked ones.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. So there were 5 like super important families, and each of them have one of these tiers. Yeah.
Could be.
Could be. Could be. That's fascinating. All right. Let's open up the locked one,
Okay.
or at least try.
Yeah, there's a total of 3 locked. So the unlocked ones is the Belmont family one, and then there's one other one that's unlocked, and then the other 3 are locked.
And does that have a crest on it?
There are only 3 ones that have crests on them, and
Okay.
that includes the Belmont one.
Okay.
The other one seems to be the crest kind of looks like wings with a spearhead coming down through the center.
Okay, wings with spear.
Yep.
Okay, locked or unlocked?
That is locked.
Locked. Okay.
The ones with sigil or with the there are 3 that have symbols on them, and they are all locked.
Except for mine.
Correct. The Belmont one is not locked, and the other one that is not locked does not have a sigil on it.
Okay, so what is the other locked one? With the symbol.
The other one is wings, and then has a double axe head symbol in the middle.
Okay. And those are the 3 with
There's one more, yeah. There's one more that has a sigil on it.
Oh, okay.
Because the 3 locked ones have sigils, and then the Belmont one has one, and then the other one does not.
Okay.
The other one is wings with 2 arrows that crisscross to look basically like an arrow shot from a bow.
Okay, so wings with 2 crossed arrows.
Yep.
And then an unknown, unmarked box.
Correct.
That is unlocked, but has one of these teardrop thingers in it.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let's try and open up some of these locked boxes.
Okay. Derek kind of starts working at those. I'm not going to go through and roll because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time, but eventually he opens them. You find 2 more droplets, and then you find a regular, like, chunk-sized piece of imbuminite.
Okay, which one has just imbuminite in it?
It is the one with the axe.
Axe. Okay, imbuminite. Alright, so I've only got 4 of these droplets. I feel like there should be 5 somewhere. Kind of like do like a double take and like just double check the room, make sure I didn't miss one somewhere.
Nothing else. Everything that has a hue is on the table in front of you.
Huh. Well, that's weird. And the other ones don't have paper with it?
Correct.
Come on, other families, get with it. You're supposed to like leave nice clues for your not family. Come on. Okay. All right, we're gonna take those with us though.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take all of them just in case.
Okay.
Okay. Did we happen to find anything on putting a person in an item?
Okay.
Can we do that separately?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
All right. Let's do that. Investigate. Okay. Oh. What do you think? Does that count as a 2?
Yeah, I'd say that's a 2.
It's a little on edge.
A little cocked, but that's okay. I'll take
just
it.
a little.
I'll take it.
Just barely. All right.
You find in this library in the 4th age, you do not find anything. However,
I wanted to go back in like the 3rd or 2nd.
Okay, even back in the 3rd age and 2nd age, there isn't really much talk about putting something like a life force or anything like that into an item.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
There is.
How did you get in it?
There was various different mentions about items that are referred to as living relics.
Okay. What are those?
Basically, they describe items that seem to have a will of their own and have almost basically what the dragon is, like a entity that was once living or a life force that is attached to it in some way, shape, or form.
Ooh. Isaac, have you heard of these?
I am familiar with the term living relic and whatnot. Granted, I've never handled one myself or seen one in person, except for this sword that you are describing is apparently one of these relics.
How does that happen?
I don't know. That is way above anything that I know. And
okay, can we research how that happens?
I mean, we can try.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really find much right now, so at least with what we looked in here, there might be other sources, resources, somewhere else, but I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it could be that this is something earlier even than the 2nd age. I don't know.
All right. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now I know what you are. I just wonder how you got that way.
Well, you also said that this dragon doesn't have all of his memories, so maybe whenever he... maybe when he eventually gets his memories back, if ever, he might have some more insight on it? Maybe?
Oh, maybe. Alright. Feel like we've done kind of what we can in here. Does anyone else have any ideas?
No, I mean it might. I think our only lead right now is this droplet like stone and going down, otherwise traveling to where we think the Silver Vale is. Or, I mean, it's from what you're saying and looking at the map here, it looks like it's somewhere around Morningdale.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It is a little odd.
Wouldn't it be like super weird if it's like under my house? Like, that would be ridiculous, yeah.
Well, you guys did say something about your basement having like some kind of weird wall or something that you couldn't.
Like an impenetrable wall? Yeah. Like, wouldn't that be really weird if it was literally under my house?
Yeah, totally weird. Totally
I
weird.
think so. I think so. Have you ever seen? You've lived there for a little while, yeah?
I've been in Morningdale a little while.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it like look really silvery in the morning?
I mean, the dew kind of shines in the morning, early in the morning. Kind of makes the trees glisten a little bit, yeah.
We're gonna take it.
Okay.
It looks like it's pointing that way. Do we agree with that?
I mean, I guess
moved?
it's worth investigating. I mean, maybe we can.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always go see, and then if we don't find anything, maybe try to ask around and see if there's any older folks.
Yeah. Maybe we
there.
can poke around Cathorne's farm a little bit.
Maybe. Yeah, we could do that.
I don't know. Just giving some thought. Side note, do we happen to know if my dad is still in town?
I believe your dad left shortly before you guys got back from Whetstone.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Well, there was one more thing that I'd like to do in town before we make any major movements in any direction.
Okay.
So, are we thinking that we want to try and go back to Morningdale instead of the Whistling Hills?
I mean, we are in the Whistling Hills now. This whole area is the Whistling Hills. And Morningdale is part of is in the Whistling Hills. It's kind of on the border
Yeah, it's on
of
the
it.
Swoopy bit. Yeah. I can rationalize it.
Do we want to try? Do we want to try this droplet thing, or?
Yeah, we'll definitely try the droplet thing.
Okay.
But like backup plan, Morningdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's our best bet. I mean, we might even be able to see if somebody could, like, if this droplet doesn't do anything, then we could see if somebody could possibly, teleport us down there.
Can I not, like, hold on. I think I can actually identify it. Give me a second. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I can identify this.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Well, let's identify it.
Okay.
Or at least try.
Okay.
Okay. I think that brings me down to 16. Okay. Why didn't I think of it before? Using these abilities. Oh, I missed the container. Okay. I got a 3.
All
So
right,
that is
a major.
a major success. Well, actually, I
Oh,
use
you're
my wisdom.
that's wisdom, yeah.
That's a flawless success.
All right. This is a recall stone. A recall
Whoa.
stone essentially is set to phase someone or to transport someone who is holding on to the stone, um, and there's a command word used to activate it, and the recall stone will transport that individual to a set location that it is set to take them to, and it only goes to a set location regardless of where you are, although you have to be on this in this realm to use it. um, Multiple people can travel via this, but it is only up to 6 people total.
Okay.
And they must be, touching in some way.
Do they need to be willing?
Preferably. They can get a little wonky if not.
Okay. So they don't have to be, but it's nicer.
Yeah, it's smoother.
If they
It
are.
won't be as pretty if they're unwilling.
Okay. Alright. I'll tell them that it should work.
Okay. When you
Did
say
I
it
happen
should
to
work, go ahead.
Yeah. Did I recognize any of the other symbols
It
on those
seems.
boxes?
Oh, no. You do. These symbols do not look familiar to you.
Like, not in any way.
Nope.
Can I make a heraldry check?
You can see if there's anything.
Okay. I will do that. Alright, still a 12. So. Oh, I got a 3 again. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So that's a major.
Okay. You know from going through your studies in your upbringing and then also clerical school, you have seen these, at least 2 of these sigils before, that you remember seeing them, and you know that they were tied at least back to the 3rd age somewhere.
Okay. Which 2?
It is the one with the crossed arrows.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah.
And the one with the spearhead.
Okay. Right, well, I don't really know where these ones go, but eventually if I roll high enough, they'll tell me their activation words. So let's keep them with us for now, and we can always return them later if we don't find them useful.
That sounds good
Just
to
in
me.
case.
I mean,
Okay.
although, we know what we're doing with the Belmont family, but what if there's somebody that these were left for, possibly, and there's still someone that they are meant, to possibly use these, and then they come down here and they're all of a sudden gone?
You think they're gonna come down here in the next 2 days? They've sat here for like thousands and thousands of years.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Same.
Okay.
I mean, do you feel comfortable with this, oh person who had the access to get in the library? It's your name on the line, Chief, not mine. So you
I don't
tell
have a
me how
problem
you
with
feel.
us doing the Belmont thing. Using the Belmont one because that's kind of what we're running down, but the other ones, I mean, we don't even know who these belong to or if they are any of the other noble families. So, for all we know, it could be some random place that has nothing to do with any of these families on Braxis or possibly somewhere else. So, no idea. I don't.
Okay.
At least with the Belmont family, we know at least relatively maybe where we're going.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. That's just my thought. And
Okay.
if you leave them here, I mean, they're not going anywhere. Unless
Fair enough.
somebody is using them,
We
so.
are. Okay. Then we shall leave them here
Okay.
at your behest. All right.
Alright. So, are you gonna try to use the droplet or the recall stone, I guess I can call it now?
No, I want to go shopping.
Oh, okay. Okay. What are we going shopping for?
We are going to go shopping at a old friend of mine's place. Let me just look up my notes. I know them so well that if I definitely had them written down, I would not remember them. Common Solutions.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Common Solutions.
Genie
Run
Jamin.
by Jeannie Jamin.
Okay.
The reason being, I'm hoping that we can find some, like, horse tranquilizers or something.
Horse tranquilizers.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so you go out into the city proper and start looking around and asking around for common solutions.
Yeah.
Granted, it is evening at this point. So,
Oh, wow, we were in there all day.
yeah, you were in there for a good couple of hours. You started off the day, and I think you went shopping the day before. So you went and started studying, like, pretty much mid-morning-ish. Yeah, right after breakfast, which would have been getting close to mid-morning-ish. And went down and started reading and whatnot. So it's pretty close to like 4 or 5 o'clock at this point.
Okay, it's like supper time.
Yeah. But going out and asking around, you do eventually find common solutions. However, it is closed at this point, and it is getting closer to like 6 o'clock. So,
like closed?
Like the lights, the lights are off. The door's shut. There's a sign there that says closed.
Does it say like Monday through Friday?
It does, yeah. It mentions the regular work week for normal folk, like the Monday through Friday type deal.
And this is outside of that, I assume.
No. This is during the week that you guys... This isn't, like, out of the weekdays or anything. This isn't the weekend.
Right, but we're late.
Yes.
Blast. Alright, never mind.
If
My bad.
You say that you're thinking about tranquil. Is this because of you're afraid that we might need something to like put you to sleep or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
I can always put you to sleep.
Yeah, but what if I'm too angry to go to sleep like that?
I mean, I
It
guess
took
we.
Torvine a couple of tries last time.
Oh, I'm not Torvine either, so. And who's to say that a tranquilizer is going to work anyway? I mean,
Well, that's why I was aiming
anything
at a
that we've
horse.
learned from this beast, they're pretty good with their constitution, so
Well, I just
they
figured the
seem.
more angles we get at this thing, maybe the easier it would be.
Oh, you seem to have it pretty under control at this point. I think we'll be fine. And yeah, I think we'll be fine. Between Derek and I think we can. I think we can take care of it if need be.
Okay.
After all, like,
Well, we can find
we're the
something,
ones
so-
whose lives are going to be on the lines, so I'm okay with it. And Derek's like, you got no complaints from me.
Alright, well, I'm hungry, so we should go get food.
I do not want. I cannot argue with that. All right, so you guys go. Do you want to just go back to the temple, or
Oh, whatever's closest.
okay? There is a restaurant on your way back to the temple, but that's up to you on whether or not you want to go in there.
Yeah, let's just stop. Let's just stop and eat something.
Okay. It's basically like a small, like basically like we would consider a diner. Small little restaurant. Just has different types of sandwiches and things like that. Different kind of like barbecue dishes, things like that. A little bit of fried food in there as well. That will be a silver piece for you guys each.
Okay. Nom nom nom.
All right. After you guys have your meal, then, do you want to go back to the temple and try using the droplet or the recall stone, or what's your plan? Do you want to go to sleep?
I think we should go back, prepare, and then use it.
Okay. So you guys go back to the
If there's
temple,
something.
prepare. Is there anything specific that you want to mention for prep? You already went through and got like potions and things like that earlier.
Yeah. I pick up my shield because it should be done by
Yep,
now.
it is done.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Okay. All right.
Hey Dad, it's me again. You left before I got back, and that's kind of a bummer.
That it?
No, I thought I had a whole minute.
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
didn't know if there
fun.
was anything else you wanted to say in that part.
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
Ah, Sibble. It's good to hear from you. Yes, I needed to get back to back home. I do apologize. I did ask about you whenever I was in King's Harbor, but it seems like you were out with some friends. It seemed out helping a village outside somewhere, a few days away. At least from what I was told.
Yeah. That's pretty correct. Yeah.
But,
You're hanging out with Isaac, I guess. Is that right?
well, I did stop into the temple to see if you would be there, possibly, or if anybody knew of your whereabouts. And I did run into Isaac, and he We had a little bit of a chat, caught up a little bit on things, but he mentioned that you guys were off um, helping a village a few days away.
Yeah. Yep. Getting a great deal on imbuminite, actually.
Yes, you said something about that. How did that go? The whole.
It went well. We were able to successfully return the Lord to his seat of power and earn 25% off for all future purchases.
After finishing that little bit, you do not hear a response back.
Yeah, I figure it's been a solid minute. I'll do it again.
Okay. Are you saying anything to start it off? Okay, well, there's nothing. You start this, but there's nothing because it's not connected with your previous conversation. So it's just quiet.
Started?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi. Did you hear what I said just a bit ago, or did that get missed?
You missed it. Yeah.
Okay.
It got lost.
Well, I mean, a 25%. That's a good deal. Is there any preparations that we need to do to transport or anything?
They have some hirables that could transport it from their town to King's Harbor, and then from King's Harbor we could, have people from the college transport from King's Harbor back and forth via teleportation.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're looking at. But it might be easier if we hired our own personnel, just because they're not the best at hiring people, as we've learned.
I see. All right. Well, we'll have to talk about this more in length, possibly. Maybe we can. Maybe if we end up being in person at some time soon, possibly, we can discuss this more in depth on price and then it cuts off.
Yeah, and I was also thinking that could you get out our family tree?
Our family tree?
Yeah, I've been doing some researching on the ancient families, and was noting a certain family that I came into possession of one of their heirlooms recently, and I was doing history on them, and it looks like there might be some kind of a connection. Do you think you could get those out?
I can look up I can look up our family history if you wish.
Yeah, but maybe weird question, mom's side of the family?
What are you thinking about from your mother's side?
Well, they have a different family name, so I figured it wouldn't be ours.
I mean, yeah, generally, the woman usually has a different last name. So this family that you're looking into, you think it's part of your mother's family?
I think maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Just kind of I know you don't have a lot of spare time, but in your spare time, you could just poke around.
I will say, just from your knowledge from growing up, your mom's last name is not Belmont.
Okay.
Or at least you've never seen anything or heard anyone refer to her as a Belmont.
Okay. Dad, was I adopted? Okay. Didn't actually.
Are you actually, I was going to say, are you actually asking that?
Not a real question.
Okay.
I don't think. Not yet. We're good. Everything's fine. Okay. Middle children are weird. All right.
Okay. Is there anything else, my dear, or...
No, they'll follow. That's all. Just curious.
All right. Well, I love you, honey, and I wish you luck on your research on these families. I'll see what I can find out about our family tree and see if it's any help.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
All right. Well, until next time. All right.
Next time. All right. Let's do this thing, fellers.
Okay, so where are you going? Are you just gonna go into like one of your guys' living quarters, or?
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Okay. So you guys go into, we'll just say Isaac's living quarters, since you and Derek really, I mean, you do have one. So we'll say you guys go into the room that you used for the previous night. And you guys go in there. You have the stone in the stone in your hand, and Isaac and Derek are behind you with a hand on your shoulder.
All right. And then I suppose in High Elvish, I'll say home.
All right. As you hold the stone and you close your eyes and you say home in High Elven, you feel this rush, as if, like, if you can imagine what we would think of almost like you're standing still, but it's like being on a motorcycle with the wind just like blowing in your face. It just feels like you're just going like 90 miles an hour down the highway. And you just get this woof, like feeling of just being flung forward, even though you're just standing still. And all of a sudden, it's just, it happens for just a moment of like a few seconds. And then all of a sudden you hear birds chirping in the background. And you hear a little bit of banter back and forth of people talking. And as you open your eyes, you find yourself you look around and find yourself in outside a familiar place. Outside the walls of Morningdale.
Dang.
As you kind of turn around and you're just like, whoa. Derek's like, okay, that was a rush. Okay. Whew. And he just kind of like leaning over with his like hands on his knees. Okay. Whew. Okay, I'm okay. And he kind of like raises his hand up. I'm okay. Isaac kind of looks at him like, what happened to you? You're like, well, this looks like, I guess we were right. It looks like Morningdale.
Yeah.
Well, I can guess we weren't too far off thinking that it was somewhere around Morningdale. It must be around here somewhere. At least, it's my guess. I mean, why else would it bring it here? Why would they have a stone labeled home? I don't know. Well,
I don't
Uh, where should we go to first? I know you mentioned about the basement. You also mentioned about Cathorn as well.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
what do you want to go and look into? I guess.
Well, yet again, Isaac, you've lived here the longest, so do you know any historical old buildings? Like the
I
oldest
mean,
part?
most of the building. I mean, I don't really know much about the village's history or the town's history, but now it seems I know even less than what I thought I knew. But these buildings basically were around whenever I got here, so.
Hmm. Okay.
As you guys are discussing amongst yourselves, you hear a voice in your head, a familiar, deep voice saying, "We are close. I can feel it."
You realize we've been here before.
We have.
Yeah, this is where I found you.
I don't think we. Okay. We've been here before. And that's
You
all
think
you.
you're gonna be able to feel when you're really close?
It takes a little bit, for after you ask that, but eventually it does come back. But like, I can feel that we're close now. That.
Where are we? Are we next to one of the gates?
Yes,
Like
you are
where?
basically like right outside one of the gates.
Like this one, the main one?
The other one.
Or this one up here
Yep,
by the
that
Cathorn
one.
Farm?
Yep.
Let's go to the Cathorn Farm.
Okay. So you guys
We're already
go over. You guys go over to the farm. You go to the house. You don't see anybody around the house. Looking as you approach, even walking around like where the fields are and whatnot, the fields are pretty much like flat. Like there's not really any like there aren't corn stalks or anything like that like up, so you can see across the field. Doesn't look like anything was freshly tilled anytime recently. Doesn't look like any of the fields were worked anytime recently. But you go up to the house and start going around to see if you can see if anybody's home. As you come around to the back of the house where you guys basically met Cathorn and whatnot, you see that the back door is open and ajar and even tilted to the side a little bit.
That's not right. It wasn't that broken before.
Nope.
Alright. I'm gonna draw my sword.
Okay. Isaac kind of takes your cue and pulls out his rod, and Derek pulls out.
That rod that he had.
Yep. And Derek pulls out his two swords from around his back, and you guys enter the house. As you go into the house, you find it tossed. You find stuff, furniture flipped, tables flipped, chairs flung in various different parts of different rooms, broken and splintered into pieces. Drawers pulled out of the kitchen cabinets and whatnot, with, laying on the ground with various different wooden utensils and things like that lining the floor. Plates and things like that, same thing. lining the floor with the cabinets wide open. You guys kind of go around and look, and then go upstairs to the second floor, where you remember Cathorn going whenever he went up to retrieve the sword for you guys.
Yeah.
And you find in the bedroom Cathorn on his back, lying on the bed, not moving.
I scan the room real quick. Do I see anyone else in the room?
Looking around, you're used to your normal, like what your eyesight normally looks like, but then all of a sudden you get like this blue, like it almost seems like a blue lens goes over your eyes, or at least that's like almost like a blue hue over everything.
Okay.
As you're looking, and you just start scanning the room, and you don't see any. I'm saying this basically as part of the empowerment for your cloak, which allows you to see invisible creatures.
Yeah.
You do not see anything invisible in here.
Okay.
Or within anywhere in the house that you have gone so far.
All right. Let's shake him, see if he's breathing.
Okay. As you approach, you do note, like, you guys are keeping an eye on him to see if you see his chest move up at all or anything like that, but you do not see him moving at all. And you also notice that he is, I mean, you knew that he was kind of sickly to begin with and that he was thin. Yeah. But his skin is right now just like super, super pale. Like almost like it was drained of blood. Just super pale.
Well, that's not good. Check for a pulse.
Okay. You reach down, and keeping an eye on him and whatnot, and kind of go there by the, at the wrist and check. You do not feel a pulse.
Do we see blood anywhere? Like,
you do see some blood up by his shoulder area.
No, come on. No. Dude, does he have 2 little bite marks in his neck?
Inspecting, you kind of roll his head off to the side, and inspecting the one side of his neck where you see blood, you find 2 small holes in his neck.
Dang it.
With blood trickles down from those holes and down onto the sheets.
No, come on. We were going to invest in your farm. Dang it. Oh, that's sad. Oh, buddy. Are there any notes? Any, like, you were warned or, like, anything like that anywhere?
You do notice, looking around the room, you do notice this room is tossed as well, other than the bed where he is lying. And you notice on one wall there is this massive scrape along the wall, just coming basically from, not at all the way at the top, but basically if someone was a little taller, maybe like 7 foot-ish, reached their arm up and just kind of went down the wall, you find like a rake of like 4 sharp, like someone took a sharp rake and just went right across the wall, and there is a little bit of red along with that. It looks like crimson.
Does he have, like, slash marks in him somewhere?
No, there is not.
No, so where did this come from? Can we look for signs of a scuffle? Like, I know it's tossed and already
Yeah, this whole room, it does not, you do not see, like, any form or any signs of a struggle in here.
Then where did this blood come from? Is there someone else in here?
Like I said, you have been using, like, looking through your cloak and whatnot. There is no sign of any invisible creatures anywhere that you have been in this house.
Mm-hmm. Man, all right, let's look. Man, he doesn't have anything other than what I already kind of took from him. That's not good. Great. Okay.
Are you saying that out loud as you're kind of thinking?
Yeah, I'll say it out loud. Yeah.
Okay.
Sibble was thinking out loud.
What do you mean he didn't have anything except for what he gave you?
He was in debt up to his
Isaac
eyeballs.
is asking you this.
He doesn't have any money. He didn't have anything incredibly valuable other than he was the one who had the sword.
Perhaps someone, if you're saying the only thing of value that he had was this sword, perhaps the person that was in here was looking for this sword and thought he still had it?
Yeah, but who would know that he still had it? The only person who knew that he had it that I know of was Mr. McClure, that fancy guy who was
Mr. McClure. Yeah, the house that we broke into, which you guys have now, that you own.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Is he still in jail? Because he hired
I would suppose so, from the charges that he had. Oh my goodness.
Are those hand shadow assassin people those other Morbus people? Oh man, that's not good. Ugh. Okay.
I mean, I didn't know Cathorn well, but I mean, he seemed, from what you guys described, like a good man, even though he seemed to be in debt over his head, but you guys said he was also paid up.
Yes, he was paid up. He was trying to get forced to pay double.
And you think, and Mr. McClure was the one trying. Did you guys ever find out why he was trying to get him to pay double?
He was trying to get him to pay. From what I understood, he told him he would forgive the debt of the double debt if he gave him the sword.
So it seems like Mr. McClure was after this sword.
After the sword. I just thought it was this elf thing at the time, where he was like, I'm the real heir, not you, blah, blah, blah. You're a half-elf, and I'm a real elf, man. But
maybe we need to pay a visit to Mr. McClure and see what he knows. Maybe we need to...
We have his books. I thought that we knew all there was to know, but I guess maybe we're missing something.
Perhaps. I'll leave it up to you. That's just an idea.
No, I totally agree. If he's still even in jail.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Well, find out.
There's only one way to find out.
Let's go talk to Bren. His name was Bren, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dragon, are we close now? Are we still anywhere near closer?
It seems about the same as before.
Okay. We're gonna go take a walk through the town. Tell me if you feel anything super, like, whoo, we're real close or something.
Okay. All right.
All
So
right.
where do you want to go?
We're gonna go to the administration hall.
Okay.
Right up to the top.
Okay. So you guys go up through. You're let um, through the gate for the inner wall. And as you get to the gate of the inner wall, you notice that there are a few more guards than you're used to being at that gate. Usually there's one on each
Like
side.
two.
Now there's a total of 6 guards at this
Oh,
gate.
dang.
But you guys make your way through. As you get into the inner part and go to the administration building, there are guards walking all over the streets. There are guards all over the administration building, walking all over the place.
Okay. It looks like something pretty serious happened around here. I have a feeling Cathorn isn't the only person who got a kiss of death.
Okay, so you want to go into the administration building.
Yeah.
Okay, as you go in there, there is a guard that kind of, as you enter through the door, that is there, that somebody goes in before you, and basically this guard is asking them kind of what their business is, for coming to the administration building, and they tell them that they have a meeting with somebody, and the guard lets them through. So as you guys approach, he asks you guys the same question of, what business do you have in the administration building?
Well, I've two things. One, I'd like to come to report a murder, and two,
You see his
just asked
eyes
about
kind of
the
like
rental
light up
too.
as you say a murder. And what was the other part?
I need to ask Constable Bren for a jail visitation. He works in here, yeah.
Bren is here, yes. Who specifically are you coming to visit? And at this point, you see, coming from the stairs that lead down to the cells, you see 2 guards carrying a, what do you call it? A stretcher with a body on it with a cloth laid over it, coming up from the steps, and kind of turn into
Over his shoulder. Like what?
yeah, and they go into another room.
Having a problem in your jail?
Yes, we had a bit of an issue, and we are trying to investigate to find out what exactly happened and get to the bottom of who's involved and what happened. But we can still allow for those to have visitation. It just depends on who you're here to visit.
Very well, then I will make my request.
Okay. Would you like to speak to Bren? I can have him come out to speak with you.
I would, but I can go to his office. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Assuming
All right.
he's there,
That's fine. So he lets you by. You end up going up to Bren's office. You find him in his office. Basically, just has his head in his hands, just kind of doing this as you walk in, and he hears the door open. And he's just like,
Long day,
Sibble.
huh?
Oh, you have no idea. Oh,
Yeah, tell me about it.
it just. We don't really know much of what happened, but it seems
It's probably the jail had a little bit of a problem.
yeah, we had a prisoner kind of somehow broke out, and somehow also was able to kill several guards in his way of making his way out. But
Who
yes.
was the prisoner who did this crazy stunt?
What's that? I didn't hear what you said.
Who was the prisoner who pulled this crazy stunt?
Well, believe it or not, you put him behind bars, actually.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would be the case.
He kind of gives you a look of like, what makes you believe, or like how do you know? Like, why were you thinking that?
I was doing some research and it seems to point back to him. Yeah, I kind of figured. I was hoping that it wouldn't quite be like that. It's pretty serious, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we don't really know much other than he was somehow able to break out of his cell, out of his bonds, and was able to take down a total of 6 guards in a very short amount of time, and and then
When did this
escaped.
happen?
2 days ago.
2 days ago? Did the farm smell like really bad?
Yeah, there was some smell of decay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can add one more to that list of dead people.
What do you mean? And he kind of leans forward.
I'm pretty sure that again, 0% proof, but I'm pretty sure that he killed old Catherine.
The farmer?
Yep, he's dead in his bed right now.
And you know this?
I just went to visit him. I came over here right after, as soon as I could.
I see. Well, we will have to send someone over to see what information we can find and see if there's any clues that we can find.
We didn't move anything, so it's all the way it was.
Okay. Well, it's good to kind of know that you guys were there versus us kind of finding that on our own. But yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah. I know that kind of puts us in a bad spot, seeing we were the first people to find it, but we did.
Well, there is 3 of you, so I mean, it's not like it was just one person going over there and then it's just their word, so there is kind of safety in numbers in that case.
Amazing.
And you guys, did help the village out, so I mean, it doesn't really seem like. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't trust you, so. But it
Just
seems
wonder
there
why
was a
you
lot
waited
about
so
this Mr. McClure that we did not previously know, apparently.
Why did you wait so long is my question.
Hard to tell. I don't know. Those elves, they tend to live long.
Do you mind if we go look at his cell?
By all means.
To see if he had something in there?
He kind of leads you guys outside the door and finds a guard and tells them to go with you down. That way you guys don't have an issue with trying to explain that you're down here and why you're down here and whatnot to go with you. But you guys are led by this guard down to the cell. Basically, as you get down there, there is another body that is being brought up as you get down to the bottom of the stairs that go down to the cells. It seems like they were doing a lot of trying to figure out what happened, and now they're just in the process of cleaning up, kind of. So, but you make your way down to the cells, and you are led to one particular, which you can already notice something that is off before you even get to the cell, of the door being basically bent and being off hinge. Um, and the guard says, "This is the cell that he was in." You tell me what you want to do.
Okay.
Or what you
I'm
want to
gonna
try to
look
look
in
for.
there. I want to look in there, see if there's like big long scratch marks.
You find
anything.
you find on one stone or brick by the bed, you do find a couple tick marks that look similar to like someone counting days.
Right. How many are there?
Pretty much leads up to, from when you guys, when you do the math, from when you guys had him arrested, basically to 2 days ago.
Why did he wait so long? Alright, I'm gonna look around. Look under things, look for like maybe stones that were pulled up and removed, something under them. Just look for anything that looks a little out of the ordinary.
Okay. You roll an investigation check for me.
Alright. Back to the box. Oof. No, I got nothing.
Okay. Nope. You don't find any, like, stones that are loose or anything like that.
Okay. I mean, those look kind of similar to the claw marks, but... Man, I can't believe he did that to those bars so easily. I don't quietly say, I don't do that, right?
Who are you saying? What do you say that again?
Quietly, like, I couldn't, you don't think I could do that, right?
Oh. I don't know. Hasn't really been tried, so it's not something I don't think that someone without some really brute strength would be able to do.
No kidding. That's some serious... I try to shake it now and it doesn't even wiggle. That's some serious deal right there.
Actually, as you go to grab a hold of this, you've opened doors like this, but this door's moving it back and forth seems much lighter than what you are used to. Like,
Never mind, it's kind of light.
Compared to what you remember before this condition that you have, this door is significantly lighter than what it was before. There's a lot of things that just seem a lot easier and a lot lighter to you when it comes to strength and things being heavy and whatnot.
I lean back over and slightly whimper. Actually, I think maybe I could.
You see Isaac's eyes kind of get a little wide, like, oh, okay.
Okay. But I don't see anything interesting in here other than the fact that he counted all like 70 days.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been 70. It would have been, let's see here. You guys did that, and then you went to Murfield, which was like 2 days, maybe 3. You went to Kings Harbor, which was like a week. Overall, it's been maybe like close to a month-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, it
But
hasn't
still.
been all that long.
Was it? What was 2 days ago? Was 2 days ago like the full moon?
2 days ago would have been the day after you had your first transformation, actually. It would have been the day that you guys got to King's Harbor.
The day we got it.
Yeah, because you guys got there and then met up with Isaac, did some research, and then the next morning is when you went down to, or today, this morning of the day that you're still in.
Oh my goodness, Conlon. Is he okay? We need to go check on Conlon right now.
I was like waiting for like, oh my goodness, Conlon!
Oh no, he's like this poor little halfling man to die. Okay. No.
I was like waiting for it. All right.
Oh no.
All right. So you go to the estate. And
yeah, sorry, God, book.
You go to the estate and you notice that all of the shutters are shut. All the blinds are down. Like all the windows, you cannot see into the windows.
Tomlin is either dead or he's in on it, and I don't like either of those options. Oh, buddy, he okay?
All right. So what are you doing?
I'm busting down that door.
Okay. You're not even gonna knock?
No, I have a key. I'm gonna unlock it. I don't want to break my property.
Okay. As you go to the door and start using the key, you hear a voice from the other side. Who is it?
What?
Who is it?
Who is that? Is that what you're saying?
Who is it?
Oh, who is it? It's Sibble.
Sibble. Okay, hold on a second. You hear like latches and things being moved from the other side of the door.
Visibly relax.
What's that?
Sibble visibly relaxing.
Okay. And eventually the door opens and Conlon is in the crack of the door as he opens and he's like, oh, okay. Oh, it's just you and so Mr. Isaac and who's that other guy?
This is Derek. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay, he's with you. Okay. Come in, please. And you guys enter into the estate, into the house, and he quickly shuts the door, and then you just see him like moving things in front of the door and like going through several locks, and like, oh my goodness, it has been an absolutely crazy place the last couple of days. Like, people have been coming around trying to ask questions and whatnot. I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't know where you guys were, what was going on, so I just boarded up the windows and boarded up the doors. Didn't know what to do.
I had every intention of calling you sooner, and I got distracted every single time. I am so sorry. Are you okay?
I'm just and you can see that like he has a little bit of like dark around his eyes, like he hasn't slept in a couple days. His hair is all kind of raggedy. His nice clothes that he has on that usually look real nice, like his shirt's untucked and everything's kind of wrinkled, like he hasn't really changed his clothes in a couple days. Yeah, this guy's had a rough couple days.
Oh, I'm gonna look around the house anyway.
Okay. You do take a stroll around the house, and with the effect of your cape, you do not see any invisible creatures in the house.
Okay. All right. Have you heard anything downstairs at all?
No. Not that I can recall. And he just kind of is sitting there at a table, super relieved that someone is here and that he doesn't have to worry about people asking him questions and him trying to, like, answer questions that he has no idea what's going on and what the answer is, and that someone with a little bit more position is here, and finally he can just... okay. And he's sipping a drink as well.
Oh, all right. Well, let me fill you in on where we've been and why we haven't been in contact. I proceed to fill him in and why we haven't been in contact.
Oh my, that is quite the tale and quite the story. Can't say that I have any knowledge of this family that you're referring to, or any of these creatures. Doesn't really sound anything, I mean, but who am I? I'm just a butler.
But good butler.
Thank you. And you just see him kind of take a little bit of what he has left for pride of, like, ha ha ha, at least I did something well, you know.
Oh, you did so good.
Well,
if anything, it's our fault for leaving you.
well, I mean, you guys have every right to go and do your own thing. It's fine. I just didn't expect something so drastic to happen, and then everybody's looking at me for answers, and I don't have any.
Indeed. Round 2, I draw my sword. To the basement.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna go look around, I'm going to lie down for a while and get some much needed sleep.
Some sleep.
And he kind of finishes his drink and then heads off to where his chambers are. All right, so you guys go and head to the basement, or the staircase that goes down to that wall that you guys.
Yeah.
As you go outside the house, and this would have actually taken place as you arrived at the estate. You hear the dragon's voice in your mind say, "We are very close now."
No way. Absolutely no way.
So, but anyway, so you have your conversation with Conlon, and then you end up going down the stairs to the basement.
We were literally going to chisel this out. I kid you not. We had plans. Okay.
All right. So, upon approaching the wall, you see as you come down, like, which you're used to this being dark, but as you approach, getting down closer to the wall, you start to see lines start coming out from the bottom of where the steps kind of meet this wall, and you see lines start weaving out and forming different designs, and eventually ends up being in the shape of a door. And
I live above my door.
And you look at this design after it is finished weaving itself, and you recall this looking very, very similar to the drawing that you have seen with the door and the sword.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out all of those papers because I have zero recognition of what to do now that I'm here.
Okay. So you pull out the image that you found within the pommel of the sword, and you see the door with like light beams coming off of it, and then you also see the sword which is by itself, and then you see light coming off of the sword.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to turn around and tell them to close the door.
Okay.
Like, I want to make sure that we are alone
Okay.
when we're doing this.
Okay, so
And
Derek
there's
goes
no
up,
one else.
quietly goes up to the top of the steps, kind of looks around, and then closes the door, which there is a latch on the inside that you can lock it with.
Okay. If we can do that, then let's do that.
Okay. All right. And he comes back down to you.
Okay.
Isaac kind of goes up to the signs and whatnot that have been woven into this stone and kind of rubs his hand across it. And he's like, very interesting. Very interesting. Huh. I never would have guessed. And he just kind of takes a few steps back. Now what?
Well, I feel like if I'm remembering the instructions correctly, I need to become the dragon. But I want to look at the note again. I, Kim, don't personally remember exactly what it says. If you could remember that for me.
The only things that you were told was that the sword is some way the key for the door. From what the dragon told you from your last conversation is that he is the key, but he also said that something else might be needed because the Belmonts were known to be witty and clever and philosophical.
Boy, I hope it's this tear thingy. Okay.
What are you, like, what do you have in your hands? I know you say that you had, the notes and stuff that you had and the picture and whatnot.
Yeah, I opened them up, I re-looked at them, I go through like, okay, shining sword near the door, looks like a key.
Are you you didn't say anything about the door though, or about the sword though. You haven't mentioned the sword at all.
I don't have it out right now, I guess.
Okay.
I put it away when I opened the door to come down, I think.
Okay.
And alright, so I put the note back in the pommel, I screw it down.
Okay, as you go to put it into the pommel, you notice as you grip the hilt that it seems like the sword is like vibrating.
Oh man, you're getting really excited down there.
Like, almost like whenever your phone is vibrating from like a phone call or something, it almost seems like that. Like it's just like vibrating in your hands. And you notice from where it is sheathed, you can see a little bit of light coming out from where the blade goes into the sheath.
Alright. I'll pull it out.
Okay. As you pull it out, you just see the sword going. And you can just feel the vibration of this, of the weapon as you are standing in this door. And it feels almost like it is being drawn to the door.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take out the tear, I guess.
Okay.
Does that feel like it's happy to be there too?
It doesn't seem to have any reaction.
Okay. I poke the sword to the door.
Okay. As you go to poke it to the door, it just seems like the blade all of a sudden just, like, almost like magnetically just goes into a certain point where the blade just goes like right into the door, into this part where the design of the door kind of goes into the center and forms like a circle, and the sword just like goes right into it. As it does, and you see the center part where it goes in, just, and you see the this wave kind of go across the whole doorway that is shining, and then it goes up to the top, and then words start to form above the door. And it ends up being almost like a slight paragraph, and it is written in High Elven, and it says, "We come in all shapes and sizes, but no one will deny our status. We hurt and heal without moving, but not without substantial proving. We seek that which is never truly attained, because it is evil's bane." I can repeat that if you need me to.
Yeah, I need to write it down.
Okay.
Or can you send it to me?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Okay. That might be easier.
Let me pull up. I want chat. Where is chat? Let's see it. So let's just pull up this. Oh shoot.
I'm not very good at riddles.
There you go. It should be in Discord.
Okay.
Alright. But
Okay.
I will leave you with that to think on that and try to come up with a answer for next time. So that is where we will end this part 2 for Sibble's mini-series. Alright.
Oh, man. Oh, Colton. A riddle? Oh, man. Oh, no. Can I get Isaac and Derek help on this, too?
I mean, yeah, technically.
Sweet.
So,
Yeah, technically. Okay.
all right.
We come in all shapes and sizes. Oh my goodness. Oh. No one will deny our status. What does that have to do with anything?
What's that?
I don't understand the second line.
We come in all shapes and sizes, but no one will deny our status. We hurt and heal without moving, but not without substantial proving. We seek that which is never truly attained, because it is evil's bane.
Oof.
But I will let you think on that. And do some research and see what you can come up with for answers.